Ryan Phillips here again. Got the Supreme Hobbies Airbus A320 here, and working on flaps. Quite the project so far. Big surprise, right? This is what it looks like without, and this is what it looks like with the flaps. Of course, I don't have the controls or anything in yet. And boy, I am really pleased with the way they work. I mean, they're not glued in yet, so I think it's going to be even better once I get everything glued together. I'm intentionally lengthening this spot on the wing just a touch, both for gap reasons, and then also for just the simple fact that I want to increase the wing space. Plus, I can't really get the gap the way it would be in real life with the types of hinges without just really making it ugly. And it's really hard because of this gap, because as you turn the one, it's going to open up here. So I had to put in a hinge at an angle here. It's actually straight and then like steep up to get into some beef on that, you know. And it works really nice. Now I cannot find a spot to save my life in this area that'll work. I even try, you can see I've cut in a hole for the hinges I expected to use, these Dynam hinges, which are what's on the Turbojet 550, but they just don't work. The geometry doesn't line up because this is too complex of a flap, and basically as this moves, you would have to be creating, you'd have to be creating a gap, and it's creating enough of a gap anyway that I can't tolerate having that slop. And then I had to go through and actually trim right here. I had to trim. You can see it's got a little bit of a pinching effect on there, which I'm not crazy about, but same thing here where the nacelle, as you can see, the nacelle is actually solid there, or the mount for the nacelle. I guess I don't know if this is technically part of the nacelle, because I know this is the nacelle. And then, you know, the motor's in here, and which would be the turbine. And anyway, either way, this is what I ended up using, was these little things from Hobby King. I'll actually show you the package. You can see the part number and everything if you want to order some. These are big ones, these are small ones, as you can see. There's your part number if you decide you want to get some. And as you can see, I got a whole variety of different choices here that I was pulled out of the bag to try. And none of these choices really got the job done, including these, which I thought for sure I'd be able to just offset hinge those. And you can see how big of a gap you would create. The problem is, like I said, you just don't get this middle geometry worked out because everything is changing at a different rate. And not only that, but, you know, just look how huge this is. I'm going to just show you this, because this is one of the things I thought was, you know, if I put one here and I put one here and they lined up and everything would be great, and then I'd be able to create all this, you know, cool geometry and be able to really reach that wing out as it goes back. Well, the problem is, I mean, look how stinking tall that thing is. It's ugly. So, I mean, it's one thing if that's a means to an end to get enough leverage to actually operate the control surface. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention earlier, my servos are all Metal Gear Emax. Come on, boy, that stuff makes it hard to focus. And I've got all sorts of control horn choices here, or control arm, or whatever you want to call it, control rods. And one's reversed and one's standard. I actually purchased them that way, which is cool. They were less than $5 at that Hobby Paradise where I ordered this. This was like 230 bucks, this plane. I spent 330 on the total order, because I had to pay 58 bucks in shipping. Oh, and then, you know, so anyway, just keep your eyes out. I'm really torn as to whether or not to go ahead and do this to the other side before I get this all worked out, because sometimes it's nice to work out the bugs in this side before you start duplicating it. But if you get this one done and then you start rushing, or if you forget how you did something, I guess I could watch my video chronicle, but probably not going to do that. So I'm just kind of torn, like I said, on that. But I just love the way it looks. It looks really cool. Obviously, you're going to have a flight video here in a few days. I think this is going to really, really drastically improve the quality of the flight. Oh, and by the way, the wing still feels really strong. Plus, we're going to have glued joints here and here, which are going to help to kind of make everything feel like one piece again. But I couldn't believe how little of an impact it seemed to have on the overall strength of the wing. I thought for sure it was just going to be junk, and I was just going to have an immediate break. Now, I'll be honest, there's a spar here, and it's not impossible that I'll have to reinforce that again with yet another spar. But the cool thing is, now that I have this opened, worst case scenario, I find out that's true. This is where the main spar comes in. This is where the factory spar in each wing section, because there are two pieces. This is the piece where it ends. I could actually take and dig it in there and just really get a sweet strengthening effect. But again, guys, I'm going to be doing LEDs and everything later on, so I need these channels. I'm probably going to even have to open them up a little bit. So keep your eyes on the channel, guys. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to pause it, and I'll give you a profile of what it looks like with them down on a counter here in about 10 seconds. Okay, so we're back to it again, and I just wanted to show you how it looks like from the top real quick. You can see I've intentionally made that gap. Remember, I'm going to have spoilers, non-functioning spoilers very likely, but they're still going to be spoilers. It's going to cover that whole gap. And then watch how sweet this looks when this goes down. Oh, that's so cool. Can't get enough of it. It's so awesome. Now, obviously, that would be maybe even yet a little bit more than they would do in real life. But you got to remember, I want to be able to get this thing in. You put that much flap action on a plane, you're going to be able to bring that plane, you're going to be able to bring it in at a very steep approach, and you're going to be able to still bleed off speed. It'll be something to behold watching a plane like this slow down this way. Or it's going to crash in a million pieces and blow up. So, not sure yet. And you see that? I can even go up with it, which I'm probably not going to do that. But sometimes it's kind of cool. You can get almost a spoiler effect by doing that. But anyway, guys, it's going to look so cool. This will probably be like the takeoff setting here. And then this will probably be the landing, probably about there. And then I might make an oh-crap setting if I can get away and to program that in, where it just exacerbates whatever the flap setting is. And that would be like my braking setting. And, you know, it's just going to look so cool. I can't hardly wait to see the thing fly. But, guys, keep your eyes out, and I'll do you right. I'll make sure you get to see it. Enjoy.